Digital track is a journey into the digital world. The name Digital Track is inspired by Star Trek, my favorite show of all times. And I think our business, our company is an extension of the business that our clients are running. And we want to be with them in their journey. When we start working with different clients and basically discover what's going on in the digital world, we wanted to simplify things. We wanted to understand better, but also simplify things. We wanted to focus on things that mattered. We want to help good businesses be more successful. So those are some of the reasons why Digital Track. There is a purpose, and the purpose is to help good businesses succeed, to be their right hand when it comes to digital marketing, to simplify things and provide value for the different businesses. What happens, unfortunately, sometimes is that there is a lot of fluff, there is a lot of vanity metrics that don't bring any value to any business, but they exist out there. And we want to bring something different, to simplify things, but also to focus on what actually matters for you as a business. That's why most of the time we start by setting up the North Star metric. What is your North Star metric? It could be more leads, cost per leads, return on ad spend, revenue, whatever it is, usually impacts directly your revenue. And that's what we focus more. There are other businesses, other companies, other agencies that they focus on impressions, likes, views, visits, all those different things. And that's perfectly fine for different type of businesses. For the businesses that we work with and for what Digital Track represents, we wanted to bring clarity, simplicity, be a right hand in marketing, and focus on what helps you make more money. Some of the pains that I've seen that clients had with other agencies would be a huge report that they understand nothing about it. There is a lot of fluffy metrics, or would be lack of engagement or lack of ownership. And those are huge pain for a business, especially if they are local small to medium businesses, because marketing could be a significant portion of their expenses. Those are things that we want to address, and we engage quite a lot with our clients to basically avoid the mistakes of other people and other agencies. There is a gap when it comes to different agencies in terms of the services that are offering. And for us, the main gap is clarity, simplicity, but also lack of engagement. We want the business to engage with us. We want to engage with them. We want to understand better what they're doing. And we also want to focus on what exactly matters to them. You can think different agencies in this way. You have the McDonald's agency, and you have a cactus agency, and then you have a high-end restaurant agency. Now, obviously, in some cases, you're going to say, well, these are awesome, and I understand McDonald's is basically everything standardized. No matter who you are, no matter what you do, you're going to pay the same thing. You have cactus, where you have some better options, and then you have high-end restaurants where basically you have to have a lot of money. We don't want to be McDonald's, that's for sure. Now, in some cases, in rare cases, we can be the high-end restaurant. But one thing that we want to do, no matter what type of businesses, no matter what agency we're running, is that we want to have that personal approach and engagement. So I would say that instead of being one fit for all, or instead of being something that is high end and it's only for a few clients that have a lot of money. We want it to be something in between, be approachable, bring clarity, and bring value to our clients. I love working with businesses that have a growth mindset. Businesses that understand we can't predict the future. We need to test things out. We need to experiment. Businesses that understand that marketing is an investment. It's not just an expense, but it's an investment. Businesses that want to grow farther, those are the kind of businesses that we love to work with. And we found that the most successful clients are these type of clients. Clients that understand neither us, neither them, neither someone else can possibly predict the future. They understand that marketing is an amplifier and they are willing to test things out. And all comes down to having a growth mindset. If you want to be where you are, do exactly what you're doing. You don't need to change anything. On the other hand, if you want to grow your company, if you want to try things out, by default, you need to have a growth mindset. And those are the clients that have worked quite well for us. What's different on how Digital Tracks operates is that we emphasize cold tracking, lead tracking a lot. We emphasize positioning and strong foundation a lot before we do SEO, pay-per-click, paid media, etc. We emphasize high engagement and understanding your unique selling points. We want to have a plan and a strategy in place before we try tactics. It's an approach that we apply to our own agency ourselves, but it's also an approach that we do for our clients. So it's not that, okay, yeah, tomorrow I want to run an ad, let's do it. No, that's not going to happen. We cannot do that. We need to understand who you are, what you do, who is your clients, what makes you unique. We want to see that you have the foundations, you have a strong positioning, you have social proof. It's easier for people to understand what you're doing. And then we can run campaigns and do SEO. But not like, okay, tomorrow, after tomorrow, I want to start a new campaign and let's see what's going to happen right now. We don't do that. So we want an approach where we highly engage with you, we track everything, we have a strategy in place, we have strong foundations, and then we work together. What most clients or some clients get wrong before working with us is the time commitment and the engagement. In a lot of cases, businesses believe that once they tell us who they are and the goals, that's about it. They shouldn't engage and they expect things to happen, which is fine up to a certain point. On the other hand, what we do, especially in the beginning, is that we engage quite a bit. We understand your goals, position, etc., etc. But also when we run campaigns, we want to get the feedback from you saying, hey, this is a good client, this is a bad client, this is the ideal client, and not bad or good client, but ideal or not ideal, because you might want to niche down on something. You want to do something better than other people. You, by default, or because of your experience, you might want to work with a certain type of clients. This understanding comes only after we engage quite a bit with you. Another thing that a lot of business underestimate is, as I mentioned, the tracking, foundations. It needs a lot of time to do this properly. But once you have this in place, it's like a well-oiled machine that you can amplify its results really, really easier if you've done that before. A few businesses, they try themselves to do digital marketing, or they try always to find the cheapest agency or person to work with them. Trying yourself is like me trying to be a plumber by reading online and doing no work or wherever and trying to do things by myself. Or if you're a handyman and you're trying to fix things in-house. There are a few things that you can do them by yourself. But in most cases, it's probably better for you to hire somebody that specializes on that. I had an appliance that I needed to repair, and I tried to do that by myself by using ChatGPT, AI, YouTube videos. It took me 3-4 hours. I was able to resolve 90% of that, and the appliance worked perfectly fine, 90% of it. But if I had hired somebody from the beginning, they could have resolved that probably in 10 minutes. It would have cost me way less stress. And instead of focusing on things that I have no experience, I should have focused on what actually I know and I'm the best on, which is digital marketing. So the same logic applies to also a lot of businesses. You can try a few things to do it yourself, and that's perfectly fine. I highly recommend that you experiment. Don't put a lot of money on that experiment. You don't want to burn a lot of cash. But at the same time, as a business owner, you cannot be everything and for everyone. You have to focus on what are your advantages, what are your wins, what you can do better, and hire other people that can help you scale your business. So that's one thing. Other businesses that I would say that our prices are quite reasonable. If there are other businesses that they promise and guarantee that with a minimal amount they change your business and they do miracles, we are not one of those agencies. We don't do that, and we highly dislike the use of the word guarantee. It's like saying, I predict the future. You can't. And a lot of times, those agencies that do that, they're better at sales than actually doing the job. We want an approach that bring reasonable results to you, and we get a cut. We get a cut for that. We believe in a partnership instead of quick solutions. We believe of being there for you long term instead of trying shortcuts. And we believe that it's fair for us to get a good deal and for you to get a good deal. I think those are the foundation of a great relationship. Digital Track mission is to be your right hand when it comes to marketing. We want to be there in your journey, and we want to be your digital journey partner. In one sentence, I would say that Digital Track wants to help good businesses amplify their work through digital marketing.